The DMV Hoops Podcast.
This is John the Scribner, head girls basketball coach at St. John's College High School, and this is the DMV Hoops Podcast.
Welcome to the DMV Hoops Podcast. I am Kurt Cross, and as always, we are live from DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. Remember, you can hear us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, you can hear us on Apple Podcasts, you can hear us on YouTube, and of course, all other podcast platforms. You can reach us on social media at DMV Hoops Podcast. We are at the live period now. We are no longer doing Summer League. Well, we're going to do Summer League next week, but we're at the live period at DeMatha, Day 1, Session 2. We have none other than Mr. Blair Mills with us. Blair, thank you for joining us, sir.
No problem at all. Happy to be here.
You are the DMV Live coordinator, and I'd like you to sort of give a sense to the people who are listening and who are not here what this all means, what this all looks like.
Well, coordinator's a bit strong.
Take your credit.
Yeah. I appreciate it, but no one person can do all this. I work on the management team for DMV Live with Mark Stern from Capital Hoops, Ryan Flood, who works with the NCAA.
And we hope to get her up here later.
Yeah, she should be, and Adidas, and Rob Landini from DeMatha, and myself. We work pretty much 10 to 12 months a year on providing a great product for the high schools to participate in the live period. For those who are familiar with how open period AAU tournaments work, essentially it's the same type product, but for the high schools. About 5 years ago, the NCAA decided to make 2 live periods for boys, and then the next year they followed that. 2 years later they followed that with 1 open period for girls. And so the DMV being as strong as it is in the high school basketball space, Mike Jones, now at Old Dominion, formerly of DeMatha, had the idea and worked with Mark, and the team has grown to where it is now, and we're happy to put on a great product for everyone.
What does this mean for the players, their exposure, and what does it mean for coaches, on the high school side, being able to develop relationships with those colleges out there who may be looking for a piece that these teams have?
Yeah, well, I think it's great. Most of the better players in the area are on a travel team that gets to play in front of college coaches at least once or twice a year. By college coaches, I'm speaking Division I. Division II and III can kind of go to anything that they want to.
Right.
And but this is just a different atmosphere, right? So a kid that may be the 7th or 8th man on his travel team may be the first or second option on his high school team, and it gives college coaches an opportunity to see a kid in that light, which is going to be totally different, right?
Absolutely.
And then, every once in a while you'll have a throwback kid who doesn't necessarily play on an AAU or a travel team, and they just focus on, working on their game, getting better, getting in the gym, getting stronger, and this is a great platform for he or she to really look good in front of Division I coaches outside of a travel type situation.
I think one thing that people, obviously they hear all of the sexy parts of this. There's basketball, there's the floor, there's Division I and II coaches and III and JUCO, and they get to play and it's an open tournament. But what people are not hearing is you have to advertise this. You have to register a bunch of coaches who want to come in. There's a hospitality room. Bathrooms have to be ready. Tables have to be put out. Media space has to be made. What goes into all of that? Because it's not just inviting teams and coaches. There's a support piece to it that I would argue is just as important. If you can't, realistically manage, the travel piece for the coaches or their mission here, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. So what goes into that part?
So, man, I don't think we have enough time. But basically, the logistics piece is just massive to pull something like this off, and you have to have a team that really works well together to do that. And so we, like I said, we work 10 to 12 months out of the year to put this together. And I joke with friends and other coaches and family that, I'm in the gym all day, but I got to watch probably a half of basketball combined, and it's 2 possessions here, 3 possessions there.
Exactly. When you catch a break.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like putting out little fires everywhere. Oh, we need more napkins. The trainer needs more tape. We need more cups for Gatorade.
Not the cups that I saw you drop last week.
Yes, the cups.
Those cups?
Yes, the cups that you saw
Don't think I didn't see you drop them right there.
Yeah, that was me. The cup guy. So, no, like we need more cups at the second gym or third gym, or, we've been fortunate to have food vendors come and, working with them and coordinating all those things. There's just a million little pieces that we kind of divvy up and handle. And again, like I said, any good final product is the result of a team doing things together, and our team is so great, and we get along really well. And we're in the gym so long, essentially Saturday's the longest day, but we're at the gym probably before 8 o'clock, and we leave closer to midnight than 11.
You do.
Closer to midnight than 11.
You mentioned, I'm glad you said something that we did not really expand on or give light to. We're not here at DeMatha Gym 1. You're DeMatha Gym 1. There's a second gym on this campus where basketball is being played as we speak. And then there's a third gym at the Elizabeth Seton School over in Bladensburg. So you've got 3 gyms running. And while you're here, your mind is partly at Seton and partly on that other gym. So there's not just 2 teams playing in 1.5 hour blocks. There are 3 teams playing at 3 locations. You're getting 30, 40 teams in one day are able to play and showcase their talent, and then come do it again tomorrow. And then you got 100, 150 college coaches throughout the day coming through. And there has to be a hospitality room for them. So there's sandwiches and there's a restroom just for coaches. And so there's a lot that goes into this, folks. I don't want you to think that folks are paying $5 at the door and they get to see one basketball game. There will be basketball from noon till, is 9:30 your last tip-off?
9:30 is the last tip-off.
And Saturday is 8:45 to 9:30?
Yep, and then Sunday is 8:30 to 4:30. So like I said, it runs like an AAU tournament, right? So one of the things that I guess made me kind of attractive for Mark and everybody to bring in is the fact that, I coached high school at Good Counsel for 10 years, and then took a small break. My wife helped the girls, and we had our daughter who will be 12 next week. But I've been with Team Takeover for 10 years now. And kind of seeing how that piece works, as well as being still a teacher at Good Counsel, and then basically coaching high school basketball, just having all those pieces and the knowledge.
So the Hardy kids.
Yes.
Mason and Madison.
Yes.
Very good friends of our family. I did not know we were connected like that.
I taught them. Yeah.
You taught them?
Yeah. Anybody that's been in Good Counsel in the last 21, going on 22 years,
okay,
I know them.
So Mom is in the Gulf of Mexico living her best life right now, just so you know.
Nice. I'm
Sylvia,
jealous.
yes.
I'm jealous.
Well, they were great kids. Madison played up at Columbia.
Correct.
Yes.
And
Mason's at Juniata.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him play. Now, we know the family. So you have your team that puts this together, and it's a tremendous product. It really is. As much as I'm into basketball, as many games as I've called, this is my first year being at the live period to see it all happen. And you got coaches in each gym. You got people asking me where to go. I don't know, But you guys put on a great product. You got Rob Landini down there. He puts it together with you. He's on the music. You have an announcer. You have folks at that door. I assume that at some point that gate's going to open. There's going to be food down there later.
Yes. Yeah. We usually have, part of the process with the NCAA sanctioning is, you have to block off essentially a portion of the building just for college coaches and or approved media, right? So,
right.
Again, kind of seeing that on the circuit with Takeover and experiencing it for, 7 or 8 years before I started helping, kind of knowing how the traffic pattern works and getting certain doors, certain bathrooms and signage, that's all part of this because all it takes is one snafu in the NCAA to be here for things to get shut down, and you would not want to put that at risk. One of the things that I think is so important about all of this is it's a lot of work, it's a lot of planning, but if just one kid gets a scholarship offer, it's all worth it, right?
Is it still fun to you?
Oh man, yeah, it's so much fun. I don't know of a better stretch for me personally than going from girls the weekend or Father's Day weekend, then 2 straight boys, and then I usually get like a 2-day period to rest, and then we start practice again for takeover, and then we go to Peach Jam, where it's like I'm on the other side of all this, right?
Yes, you are.
It's really, really a fun period for me. It's hectic. Some people call me crazy, but it's really good because the good thing about the DMV is it's a very welcoming basketball community, and it's so great for all of us to be here. During the regular season, we get spread thin. There's an event here, there's an event there. There's, it just everybody can't be in the same spot. You got the IAC, you got the MAC, you got the WCAC, you have, public school, and all of us are spread so thin. But most of the private school and approved participants in this, for us to all be under one roof over 2 weekends is really cool. And Seton. We got some good bump over at Seton. Come catch me over there. We start at 4:40 today, but the bump at Seton is always pretty good too. I don't want to. I'd be remiss if I forgot to say that.
No, absolutely. I'm just surprised that. So I coached for 24 years, girls and women's high school and college basketball. I've been behind the mic for the better part of 30 years. I just don't know how we did not run into each other sooner than now. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know you did the podcast with Steve for a little bit, right?
Yes. And Steve's in the building. Shout out to Coach Steve Turner. He's somewhere in the building.
Yeah, he's over in the other gym right now. I saw him earlier.
That's right. St. Andrews is over there.
Yeah, but Steve and I are good fishing buddies. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we haven't been in a minute, but we coached against each other, and when I was a young assistant, he had just gotten the job at Gonzaga, and we developed a relationship. And we've always been pretty good friends. But no, we try to get out and go fishing. I'm not sure if he'll hear this, but shout out to Captain Redbeard, my man Nick Lombardi, who is in Charleston, South Carolina. And Mike Jones can vouch to this too. Great fishing captain. If anybody's ever down in Charleston, that's the guy you want to see, and I can connect you with him.
Okay, all right. He's the one to get it done, huh?
Yep, he is.
All right, excellent. So I think one thing that people should know also is that this is different than the Capital Hoops Summer League. And I'm not suggesting that we don't get great games everywhere, but I know there were more than one, but I saw like 1 or 2 overtime games in Summer League this entire summer. The first 3 games we had last weekend were all overtime at the live period, which to me suggests that guys are playing a little bit harder, the bump is a little bit more intense, and you're getting some great basketball. You're getting teams from North Carolina, from Florida. Hell, I had a kid on here last week from Florida. His father is the associate head coach for the Florida Gators, who just won the national title. You'll see anybody and everybody's here. And you'll see ballers from, like I said, Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania, Jersey. They all come here because they know that while they can play the Philly live period or the DC live period or whatever, this is where you want to be. My last question for you, why here? Why is there so much great basketball here?
Well, it's funny you say that. I always joke with Mark. Mark worries a little bit sometimes about different things.
Way too much. Because he's got a great product.
Yes.
And he knows what he's doing.
Yep. He worries a little bit too much about different things, and I joke with him. But I always say to our management team, like, we're the show, right? The DMV is the show, and people want to be here, and we just need to make sure we're welcoming and hospitable, and the basketball will take care of itself. Obviously we want to be organized, and when we do a good job of that, I feel like. So I would say that just historically, the level of competition in the DMV it's a unicorn area, and I think I mentioned that to you at Bullis, or I've said it to a few people.
When we first met. By the way, you treated me like I was nobody.
No.
Are you here to see somebody?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know? No, I get it.
I didn't know, and I apologize. But
no way.
It's a unicorn area where, in such a small radius, you have really good coaching and players, and in a lot of places, like the travel programs kind of butt heads with the high school programs.
Right.
But in our area, most of your better high school coaches have either been on that side or are actively on that side.
Right.
And so it's a nice mesh. And I will definitely say that we just have really good players and really good coaching in this general region that just promotes a great brand of basketball. And, like you said, Summer League is good, but every one of these teams, which are typically the better teams from DMV and up into Baltimore and from the region, and even down to Florida, like you said.
Yeah.
They're really good teams, and everybody can't participate in the Summer League. And, having those guys in the polos on across the way that are willing to offer you multiple millions of dollars creates a proving ground, right?
It's just a little bit different, right?
Yes, it's a little bit different. It creates a proving ground for people or for the kids to come in and show that, they're going to play hard and to showcase their talents.
Well, I hope that there are some dreams being made on this floor today, as in past weekends. I will tell you, I was completely impressed with the girls' live period at Bullis. I love the girls' game. I got to meet a bunch of players and coaches on the girls' side. And by the way, I'm not afraid to say it. So far in this live period, our most popular interview is Abuna Roop from down in Norfolk, the 6'7" young lady that played for, who did she play for? Virginia Abuna. Who did she play for? I can't remember. But she's from down in Norfolk area. Norfolk Christian.
Yeah.
She got the most listens out of anybody. So the girls' game, look, don't sleep on the girls' game. I've been an advocate of it for a while. But I think shout out and props to y'all because you're putting together that girls' live period with real, not just throwing the ball out there and letting 6 teams play. We had nonstop action on 2 courts all weekend long.
Yeah, the girls is great. The first year of girls was simultaneous with session 1 for boys.
Ooh,
so that split our team.
Yeah,
and Mark trusted me to go over and run that at Bullis, and essentially I just used the Rolodex and got people who I thought would understand and be vital to putting a good event together, and we ran with it. But the girls is great with both boys and girls. We start kind of fielding teams and handing out the application to teams or dispersing the application in April.
How many teams are you turning down?
This was the first year we turned down girls participants. We just didn't have enough space. I want to say we turned down probably about 7 or 8 girls teams, and there are countless boys teams that want to participate in and out of the general area, and it's really hard because it is a DMV event, and we want to make sure those are the teams.
Right.
But we have really good teams that want to come in, and we know that's going to help drive the lifeblood. And everybody has an opportunity to apply and let us know who they kind of have in their school on their roster, and we kind of have a team that sifts through. They're not necessarily on the management team, but they sift through the applications with us and help us, because as much as we know, we don't know everything, right? So we work with them to get the best mix of good local teams and a few from out of town, and make sure we keep our relationships to keep everybody as happy as possible. But if you're pleasing everybody, you're unsuccessful typically, right? So, it becomes tricky at times.
I see some names. I see Gillian. I see Oak Hill. I see some teams on there. And, of course, our local teams are getting some love. I see Bishop O'Connell. DeMatha's on there. Obviously, we've got, right now, we've got Ironton versus, I think, Riverdale Baptist down there. Look, I've taken up enough of your time, Blair. I don't think during this live period I've seen you sit in the same place. We're up to 19 minutes on this podcast, so thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I love this 3-week period. It's chaos, but it's organized chaos.
It's your kind of chaos.
It's my kind of chaos. I'm in the gym, and like I said, for me, coaching is awesome, and being helping develop the kids is great, but to give everyone a platform to do their thing in front of Division I coaches is all you can ask, and we're thrilled to be in this space, and appreciate Mike Jones for having the vision back in the day, and our team for pushing forward with everything.
And Mr. Landini for playing Whitney Houston right now?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
We got to get a different DJ down there.
I will.
You going to talk to him?
Yeah, I'll make sure.
We got to get him on the mic up here, too. I can ridicule him publicly in front of everybody.
This isn't, the DJ portion isn't his 9 to 5. So.
Right, it's not. But guess what? Are you going to be here for Summer League playoffs? Because you'll hear one of my DJs.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
One of the many hats I wear, I do some summer stuff up at Good Counsel. So I got to be up there during the day, and then we start practice for Takeover. We start practice for Takeover on the 1st, and then we head to Augusta.
Or maybe you take a break. Maybe you get a day off here and there.
Yes, as I used to tell the kids when I was coaching high school, we rest in August, right before you come back to school. That's
exactly.
when you get your little break. So I got a trip for my in-laws' 50th to Santa Fe.
Okay,
so
I'm glad you're doing that.
So.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DMV Live period. We're here at DeMatha. It takes a team to put it together, but Mr. Blair Mills, who almost denied me admission at the girls' live period, he's like, do you know Mark Stern? Do you know Rob Landini? And I have to sort of work my way in, but I'm glad he's sitting next to me now at the broadcast table. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Blair Mills, this is the DMV Hoops Podcast, and we'll see you next time.
The DMV Hoops Podcast is hosted by Kirk Cross, featuring Adam Crain. Thanks for listening.